Thursday afternoon and I decided that I would finally make a video, guys, because I have an announcement to make and few things to discuss with you. I have some updates, so yeah, sit down, get a coffee or a snack and spend a few minutes with us, please. So first things first, I want to announce the name. I finally picked a name for this one, guys, and oh lordy. Those of you who follow us on Instagram, you already know, but I wanted to announce it on my channel as well. It was a journey, guys. It was a journey with this one. Out of all babies that I've had so far, this process was the most complicated. I don't know why. It took me almost 2 weeks to decide, and I had the list of the names ready, and I actually had 2 names picked. I even announced those names, guys, if you remember last week. And then I was holding her that evening, and I just really freaked out, guys, because she didn't feel like Zara at all. And I kind of liked Amelia, but she didn't feel like Emilia either to me. And I know that people love Emilia name, but I just thought, okay, this is just not working for me, this name. And people were just, my friends, some of them were actually texting me like, have you picked the name yet? And they were, I bet, like, everybody was wondering what's going on. And so this whole thing was not easy. I don't know. So let me announce her name. I decided to name her Evelina, and I'm going to call her baby Evie. So hopefully you guys like that name. I really do. I think she does feel like Evelina. I was really aiming for the name with like French zang to it. I don't know, well, but I really like, I do think that she's Evelina. I was holding her this Saturday and it just came to me, so I'm so relieved, guys, and I'm so happy that finally she has a name. And this whole thing with name actually is bringing me to discussion that I wanted to have, one of discussions, and that is bonding process. And what really works for me, what really doesn't, what messes up my bond with my dolls, and what strengthens my bond. And this is original tag by Kellie Girl. And I've seen quite a few very interesting videos on YouTube. A lot of, like, few of my friends, they did a video. I was watching Inez's video, and then Shannon mentioned something in her box opening as well. So I was kind of thinking about it, and this whole name situation actually kind of struck the chord with me. So, I mean, what messes up my bond? Guys, seriously, this hobby and the whole bonding process with our dolls is a science. And I know it sounds funny to some people, but it is. I don't know. I mean, how many of you bought a doll, had dreamt about the doll, particular sculpt, and they received a doll and suddenly they couldn't bond for some reason? I know that Carrie from Kerber's Little Angels, my dear friend Carrie, she has been dreaming about Sienna Ray by Cassie Brace. And she told me that she really wanted that baby. She reborn that baby years ago when she started and sold that baby. And ever since, she really regretted selling that baby. And finally, I think it was, when was it? Last year? Like at the end of the year, I think, or this year early. I can't remember, I'm sorry. But she finally got her hands on the kid because it's been a long sold out kid. And she made a baby for herself and she didn't bond at all. And she's like, actually, it's not only that the fact that I reborn it, she wasn't feeling the kid anymore. And she was really, really heartbroken and disappointed about it because, you know, she's been dreaming about getting this kid for years. And so many, I think everybody had that situation, at least with one of them, their dolls. And so what really, I think bonding process, I must agree with ladies, starts with a box opening, not even before box opening. I think there is a huge impact, or I think relationship with the seller or the artist while getting the baby really makes a huge impact on how the whole bonding process will start. If you have a good relationship with your seller or your artist, if you trust your artist or the seller, I think it really sets the mode into, like, it sets the positive mode and the whole process, the starting process of bonding. And even with the secondhand dolls, I mean, if you have the seller on eBay who doesn't respond to your questions, then finally she decides to send you a few pictures that are blurry or yellowish. And how many of us still purchase the baby? Even if they were not, like, you know, we all say, ask the questions, ask for details pictures of your babies or of the particular baby that you're interested in. But then in the end, we all got emotional and we completely forgot what we preach on our channels or like to our friends and you know, out in the community. We completely forget what we watched. This was with me as well, guys. Like I know exactly what the proper steps are. Communications with your seller or the artist. Ask for special, like, specific pictures of specific areas. Like, if you are picky about the hair, ask for a close-up on a hair. If you're picky about the brows, ask for the picture of the brows, preferably in daylight, not during the evening, because my pictures, if I took the pictures, you wouldn't be able to tell if I took the pictures in the evening inside of my house. So, you know, this all we know. I think most of us know, unless you're really, really new. I think most of people, after a few purchases, we all know what we're looking for. But sometimes, you know, the purchase is emotional. And like Inez's little Connolly baby, I have to bring it up because she got her second hand, and seller omitted to mention few things that, you know, some people may say, okay, it's not a big deal, but you know, let's not forget we all have our preferences, and if that baby lacks these things that we're looking for, these babies are not cheap. So it definitely is not pleasant to receive a doll and to have a humongous mess up. So that immediately kind of sets this alert mode, and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, so if she didn't mention this, there may be more things wrong with the baby. So I would say, yeah, the relationship with your seller or artist is absolutely very important. The box opening, of course, we all want to have a nice box opening. I personally care very much about my presentation. When I sell my baby, or when I sell the clothes on my, because, you know, I have Instagram selling account for my clothes so I can recycle, you know. When I send anything from my nest to yours, I take pride in my items. They all have to be in pristine condition. I do sell used clothes as well. And they all are washed, they are ironed, they are folded nicely, they are packed nicely, just to say thank you, to show my appreciation for you spending money on my sales. And same goes with my baby. When I sold my Misha, I really paid attention what outfits to send with her, how to pack it. I made sure that she smelled like a baby. I'm very about smells, like scents, ladies. If I receive a baby that smells funny, or the baby clothes that come with the baby, they're dirty or dingy and they smell funny and they have various hair on them, that really sets me off, guys. Okay, I just as Shannon said, some people, they don't have pride. They don't have pride. I don't understand how can anybody send clothes that are not folded, just stashed, you know, like sometimes I watch box openings and you see these things just tossed in a box. I mean, what on earth, right? I do understand when you're buying secondhand doll, I absolutely do not expect to get luxurious pieces and like, to be quite honest, when I buy a doll, I buy the doll for the quality. I buy the doll for a doll. I don't buy it to get extras. It is nice to receive nice things, of course. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend, oh my gosh, I don't care. Of course, when I open the box and there are really nice things and they're packed nicely, it really leaves a good impression on me. So that is really important as well. But I was really thinking about this, guys, and I was thinking if I received a baby that came with ugly stuff, or it was kind of like the clothes were not up to my, you know, not my style, or they were dingy or dirty, yeah, it would upset me. But I don't think that it would actually mess up my bond. Now, I'm talking for myself, guys, okay? I'm not talking about, like, generally. Of course, we all have our preferences. But I don't think that it would mess up my bond with this particular baby. It would not be pleasant, of course. I would be kind of like, oh my gosh, but, you know, I would get over it. What really, really gets me, guys, is when you receive a doll and it's beautiful, and you paid a lot of money for that doll, and the doll needs additional work. That really sets me off, guys. That really messes up my bond. That's the deal breaker for me. When you receive a doll and it's, I don't know, it's shiny, or the lashes are rooted the wrong way, and it needs like more color or needs a varnish. I mean, I know it's fixable, but on the other hand, I do pay a lot of money for my dolls, guys. And I kind of like buying a new doll. I'm talking about the new doll now, guys, okay? When you get a new doll and you pay a lot of money for the doll and you receive the doll, you don't want to. I know it's doable, and I have wonderful friends who are artists in a community. One of them is actually now fixing my Melon, my blonde Saskia, because she needed work. And I paid a lot of money for that baby. And this is not me bringing down the artists or anything, okay, guys? This is strictly about the bond that does it for me, you know? And when I received expensive doll and it's shiny and it's kind of different than it was on pictures, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of color. It's like on the places that it should really have the color, like the soles of the feet, on the feet, and you know, little fingers, cheeks. And when it's shiny like ice, I mean, guys, really, it really sets me off, and it rubs me the wrong way, and I feel like, oh my gosh, this was not, you know, I know it can be fixed, but you know, we all want to receive a doll and start spending the time with doll. That's how bonding happens for me. And I think these whole naming issues with this baby were really caused by the fact that I did not have time to spend time with my new baby, my new doll. She came 2 weeks ago, and I literally unpacked her. I did a box opening, and I put her on a boppy, and I ran back to work. and I was working ever since, like, so I really did not have time to change her. And suddenly, you know, I came home each night, and I held her for a few minutes, but just didn't really, I was tired, I didn't feel like making a video or changing her, and it really affected the whole smoothness of the process. That's really, I think that's the primary reason or real reason why I was not able to name her immediately. Not because she needs work. Thanks goodness she does not. Natalie did amazing job on this one. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous, and I love her. I wanted this scalp. You know, Chloe, this has been one of my dream scalps, and I had my Misha, and that baby had issues when she came, and I needed to send her off to get additional work done, and that everything just went down the drain with that baby. I mean, there was nothing wrong in the end. When I saw her, she was perfection. Just not for me anymore. She wasn't the doll or the baby that I got because she had work done, and it kind of, and there was just so many bumps on the road. If you remember, I got her last November or December, and I sent her off immediately to get some work done. She came back, but there were some issues with her coloring, so I had to send her off back to my friend artist who is extremely busy, and it took forever, and that's fine, I understand, you know, but it's just when she came back to me finally, it was like months after the box openings, and the bond was lost. I mean, I was not feeling that baby anymore. And I was really trying to think, I really tried to think that, yes, she was blonde and she doesn't resemble me or my husband anyway. She didn't. And I thought, okay, I blame it partially on that fact, but I think the major factor here why I did not bond with that baby was because it was just too much stuff going on. And it's very, very interesting how this whole emotional bonding thing works, you know. And I know that a lot of people are, you know, we all go through heartbreak because these babies, well, you know, guys, I'm not a trend seeker. My dolls are not the newest scalps. I actually keep buying the same scalps, upgrading or changing, and like looking for certain things. You know, I had my, okay, so let's start. My Esme. First I had Emma. Then I got Ella, the same scalp. I have my Saskia. I have two Saskias now, but well, I love my Lulu. So that was not like upgrading or like changing the doll. I just got another one. But my twin A, I had one twin A, and then I loved my little Annie, but there were some things that I just could not bond with, and I thought, okay, if I get the rooted baby, maybe you know, I will bond. And I love my Elizabeth and everything, but I just don't spend a lot of time with her either. And it's the size, but that case is not the case, you know, that there was anything wrong with any of them. There wasn't. But you know, with Lulu, we had some rough start, and it took me a few weeks. There was the same case. I didn't have time to spend with Lulu, and I was really nervous about that. I'm like, maybe I'm just not into Saskia, or what's going on. She was so cute, and suddenly I started changing her, and it just like came to me like this warm feeling in my chest. That's when I know that I'm really bonding. When I was holding her and changing her, when I cuddled her, I felt so in peace. So I knew that we bonded. But with my Chloe, you know, so, and I'm really worried a little bit about Melin, because I love my Melin. She is gorgeous. She's actually the original version of Saskia that I envisioned when I was buying my first Saskia. And the fact that I ended up getting her after almost a year, it's unbelievable. But again, there's stuff that needs to be done, and I really hope that it will kind of strengthen my bond with her once she's done. But what I wanted to say, yeah, I think if the baby needs more work and you start sending body parts to friends or artists to fix it, I think that really endangers the whole bonding process. You know, fixing the lashes and... Okay guys, I apologize, I had a phone call and it just cut off my video. So, you know, I really think that what's really the most important thing is to receive a baby and to start enjoying that baby immediately. Not to worry about, you know, and I think a lot of people, not all of them, not all of people are extremely like picky. But, you know, I'm a perfectionist, and I also have OCD. So if that baby has some issue, like if that baby is really shiny, I really try to overlook it, but in the end it's just not working for me. I need to have it fixed, and I'm really not happy about this. You know, this thing, I'm not happy about being OCD at all, but I just, you know, I keep, and I noticed this with most of my friends. Let me have a coffee here, ladies. A lot of them got the baby because it was a cute sculpt, and it was a great price, and the baby came and there were like weird spots on a baby, or it lacked the lashes, or, you know, something was not like it was supposed to be. And I know a lot of ladies, they really try to overlook it. They feel bad, they're like, okay, maybe it's just me, it will go away, I will get used to it. But in the end, every single one of them sold that doll. I'm like that. If I start picking on something on that doll, and it never, guys, this has always been the case, it never fails. If I start picking up on something, I either have to have it fixed, or I'll end up selling the doll. And now it brings me to the whole another thing, which is a budget. If you buy a secondhand doll and it's a great deal, it's a rare sculpt, and the doll just needs varnish, or like I don't know, like changing the eyes, or, you know, like minor things, and you didn't pay a lot, that's fabulous. I mean, but if that doll needs, I don't know, if you get the doll and it's like the price is in somewhere in the middle and it's bald, let's say, and then you go, okay, I will have it rooted, or I will have somebody to paint the hair. I think everybody should calculate the final cost that doll will bring you, because suddenly a good deal can turn into not so good deal, you know. So if you buy a doll and let's say, I don't know, the second hand, okay, it's like, no, I don't know, like $500 or $400, but it's a super rare sculpt and it's cute, and you receive a doll and you can't bond because of some issue, and you have to pay additional $200-300. Let's be honest here, guys, rooting is not cheap these days. I mean, the quotes that I've received in the past year, it's insanity, okay? I do understand it's really hard to root and everything, but, you know, guys, $250, that's a lot of money. So it really, I think what I do is really, these days, I really do try to sum the total and to I try to determine, is it worth it, you know? Maybe it's not just as good deal as maybe to pay a little bit more, but have your doll, receive your doll finished, and to enjoy the doll immediately, instead of you know, pay less and send head to the rooter and limbs to somebody else to get it married. And, you know, it's the whole taking apart the doll and send it off and pay the shipping there, pay the shipping back. Then, like, you just never know. It's just craziness. Sometimes it's just not worth it. And that really ruins my bond if I have to send parts like multiple times to get something fixed, like with Malin, the lashes, and now the varnish. It's just, I really hope that this won't mess up my bond with her. What was else that I wanted to talk about, guys? So yeah, that's probably the most important thing, to receive a doll and to have the time to start spending your time, and changing the doll really helps to me to bond. I don't do a lot of role playing on or off camera, so when I change my dolls, that's my way of interacting with them most of the time. So when I change them, that's how the bond starts for me. And it's very interesting that I don't change my Ella a lot on the camera, but the bond with that baby never disappeared. She was my very first dream sculpt that I wanted, and Cynthia's version is, she is absolutely the best in my eyes. I know she's not a prototype, but she really, that baby is 10 out of 10 for me. And it's very interesting that even though I'm receiving all these new babies, I always go back to Ella, and every time I see her, I just want to giggle. And I have my Ella here with me. She's wearing this cute romper that Auntie Ines sent us in the love mail. So let me put the dolls together here. They will be cramped there maybe. Okay, Evie. And here's my little baby girl. Look at her. Isn't she just the cutest little baba? My little Ella. Let me see if you can see her. And this little romper is so cute on her. Maybe a little bit small, but you know what? I love it on her. I just love it. And I love her little feetsies. I just love this little baby, and I think Cynthia absolutely nailed it with this baby. Absolutely nailed it. So, yes, ladies, those are my two small girls. There are some changes coming to my nursery, guys. I will announce it once it's final. I won't talk about it now. But once the whole thing is final and it's finished, I will announce it, of course. So, yes, ladies, that will be it for my discussion about bonding. I have another discussion coming about the Reborn community. So please stay tuned. Also, my live feed is coming, guys. Next week, I will have my first sequel of 10 questions. You guys have been wonderful. You have been posting wonderful questions for me, so I will be answering that in my very first live feed, which I'm quite nervous about. Hopefully there won't be any humongous technical difficulties. And right after that live feed, I will pick the first winner of my giveaway. So that's coming, ladies. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful week. We are having overcast. I think the storm is coming. So I will finish this video, guys, because I still have some work that needs to be done today. But thank you so much for coming, ladies. We love you. We miss you every time. You know, I know that we haven't been on, but it's summer. You know how summers are for me. My work doesn't really give me any space to spend a lot of time on YouTube. But hopefully, you know, I will have time to interact with you more. So thank you again, ladies. Have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you all later. Bye.